What's up everybody? Kevin Barnett back here in the Carbide 3D studio. Many of you have been asking us about the tables we use for our machines. What are your options? What's available pre-made? Should you make it yourself? How much does it cost? How much should you spend? Hey, we have some answers for you coming up next. It's time for a little table talk. There are so many kinds of tables: kitchen, coffee, accent, console, end, bed, card, conference, accrual, picnic, ping pong, periodic. Yes, periodic. But you want to know, what table should I put my Shapeoko on? Shapeoko is the main consideration here. In most cases, the Nomad is going to be perfectly happy in a corner somewhere on a desk. It is eminently flexible. All right, let's be honest, you don't need anything fancy. Any flat surface will do, especially with our new machines. Shapeoko 4, the Shapeoko Pro, both are comfortable on a surface that doesn't have to go all the way to the edges of the frame. You're gonna have some major things to consider: mobility, flexibility, stability, location, and cost. If you're mainly into CNC and you want to get started quickly, you need to go and buy a pre-made option. Probably one of the quickest options are pre-molded 2x4 receivers. These are corner brackets that you can go ahead and buy on Amazon. They're available from a multitude of different organizations. I think they're all about the same, no matter who's selling them to you. You're gonna go ahead and slap some 2x4s in there, get your plywood and slap it on top. Bang, you're done, you're up and running. Pretty easy option, and in terms of price, probably your best option. This table behind me is the Seville table. It's available on Amazon. We have a grip of these in the shop. You see them in our videos. In fact, we have two of them underneath the XXLs. They're placed back to back. They have a nice drawer in front, lots of good storage, really high quality in terms of the drawer movement. Also, they're on casters, which is another huge positive, that they are mobile throughout our shop, and probably a big positive for you in your shop as well. Even if you're not thinking about mobility right now, I would encourage you, with the XXL, with any Shapeoko, put it on wheels. Give yourself the ability to reorganize your shop as you learn to use your machine, or as you reorganize your shop to add other tools to your space. Get yourself some good casters. That's the hot tip. Kreg is another company that offers terrific options. I have their larger table frame that I have a 4x8 sheet of plywood on. That's my assembly table in my own personal shop. I really like what Kreg is doing. You'll be hard pressed to go out and purchase sheet metal, even to weld up a frame that is similar to Kreg's for less money, and you're gonna spend more time. It comes all pre-cut, it comes ready to go, you bolt it together, you can buy good casters for it. I really like the Kreg system. That's a good option. Now, there are other tables available, for instance, from Home Depot. They have a couple of good options that actually go up or down. Some router tables that people have used, some other workbench tables that have multiple drawers below. And that's really one of the big advantages of doing a pre-made table, is that you have the opportunity to have pre-made drawers. You thought the table would take you a little bit to build? If you're putting in drawers and you're not an experienced cabinet maker, or you're not an experienced workbench maker, it's gonna take you quite a bit to put those drawers in, to be happy with them, and the quality is not gonna be as good as a finished product. Furthermore, those drawers are not gonna be made out of metal. Most likely they're gonna be made out of wood. You just have to consider that. For my first Shapeoko experience, the Shapeoko 3, I bought a bunch of metal. I happened to weld. My son helped out at the time. Let's see, go back that 4 years ago? Yeah, he was about 15 years old. He helped weld it up. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that project with him. I later put a drawer underneath, but I wanted to know how to do a drawer. I wanted to have the experience of trying to do a drawer underneath a surface like that, inlay the face of the drawer into the frame of the cabinet, those types of things. I went with angle iron because I wanted to build with angle iron. So you may have that in you. You may want to do that. I get the pride in making your own table, in having that in your home or in your shop and saying, I made that. You don't have to do that if that's not the way you want to spend your time, but I definitely understand that compulsion. Now, here's a question for you. Do you need an enclosure? It seems like one of the rites of passage. You get a Shapeoko and you build an enclosure for it, you post it up on our forums. By all means, do that. If you want to build an enclosure, have at it. There's so much good information out there. Nothing better than looking at something that might be out of a Ridley Scott movie. Fantastic, great job, people. Keep it up. I love it. But do you need it? The answer is no, you don't need it. Sweepy is standard equipment now with the 4 and with the Pro. You just get yourself a good vacuum, you use your dust control, and you're all set. So you don't have to have an enclosure. Will it cut down on some of the sound? Sure. That's why I built my enclosure mainly, is I just didn't want to listen to it in my shop. If you're working in an extra room, yeah, you might want to cut down on the sound. If you live in close quarters with other people, you'll want to cut down on the sound. Loud noises! I get that, but it's not necessary. This is an evolving thing with your shop. You may want one type of table now, you may want a different type of table later. Do you want to build it yourself? Do you not want to build it yourself? I hope we've covered some good ground for you here. Whatever you do, post some pictures of it, get on our forum, be a part of the community, and thanks for being here once again on Carbide 3D.